What's going on? I'm Shradius, and instead of some gameplay, I actually want to talk about a problem that some developers have. Well, in this case, you could tell we are actually going to talk about Overkill, the developer of Payday the Heist and Payday 2. As per this week, another DLC has released, and I've seen it no time better than to talk about the utter bullshit that goes on with Overkill and their DLC. Or even if you could call 36 pieces of DLC that in total are double the Game of the Year edition's base asking price, actual pieces of DLC, or just an overpriced microtransaction market that is ran by some of the greediest motherfuckers since EA and Ubisoft. Let's take a step back. Just look at the sheer amount of DLC, and only 9 of them are free. Seriously, only 9 pieces of DLC were considered to be given out as a service to the community, while 27 of them were used to line their own pockets. But Trade, the Game of the Year edition should hold most of it. Yes, it should, and it did, at a point. But look, just look. After the Game of the Year edition's release, they bumped up the price on their DLC. That's right, after you spent $60 fucking on the game for the base game and a chunk of that DLC, they want more out of the same type of DLC. That is slimy. That is the EA of business practices. Oh, but it supports the game devs. True it does, but when the DLC has less value than it's actually priced, you aren't fooling anybody. For some, it could be considered a bargain. After all, let's take the last weapon pack. You get 8 weapons, 4 masks, materials, and patterns, and 4 achievements. But those last 2 are important, as all masks, materials, and patterns are tied to the achievements. So up front, you are paying for 8 weapons. 8 whole weapons. $5 for 8 weapons. Well, aren't we being the big old price saver Overkill? The sheer amount of DLC alone has been noticed by the community, and for every DLC announcement, the comments are a flurry of disgust and anger just for releasing a DLC. That's not the fault of the consumer. Of the community just not liking DLC, it's the fact that there is so much, and with every single one, we are lining their pockets with more and more money while they throw us barely even a goodie bag in exchange. Sure, some DLC isn't that bad. Such things as heists or some character packs. I say some because that last one was one of the most lackluster ones, and besides, it was $5 just for, well, this. Dodge! Yeah, $5 just for that. Even though the heists are an upward of $7, which only have a gimmick here or there. Yes, a one-day or two one-day heists that have their major selling point be a gimmick, like being able to play a slot machine, or some well-done music. Other than that, it's just corridors with dudes to shoot. And the kicker? You don't even need to buy the heist DLCs. That's right, as far as I know of today, you don't need to own the DLC to join a heist of that. You can join into any Golden Grin or Alesso heist, regardless if you spent the upward amount of $7. So you say, what should be done about this, other than Overkill stop treating us like cattle, giving us the cheapo brand feed instead of the decent shit we've been getting in the past? Well, it's actually simple. Trim the fat. If you take a close look at some of the DLC releases, they are either on the same day of another, or within a short 1 to 3 month time span, just for ones that share the same type of name, bundling. Yes, bundling. Okay, some might not like the fact that they can pick and choose what they want, but bundling would cut down on the sheer amount of DLC, as well as put it into a price range worth actually paying for. And I'm not talking bundling of putting 2 and 2 together and getting the prices added together. No, I'm talking about smart bundling. Cutting down the price of whatever DLCs you put together so we can actually feel like we are buying something worth value. Yes, it doesn't get rid of the bullshit of the amount of DLCs per se, but it makes them actually worth buying. So we feel we get bang for our buck, instead of paying fucking $5 just for weapons or some other flashy shit that can only be seen in menus. There is only one other thing that Overkill can do for us, the consumer. Don't treat us like cattle. After all, we are not made to just line your pockets. If you want happy consumers, if you want more DLC purchases, give more back to us. After all, we haven't had a free bone from you for about a year. There's only so much you can try to milk from us without us refusing it. Give us shit, and we, the community, will give you shit. Know the difference of DLC as a service to the community and DLC that should be paid for. And another thing, don't try to claim that this DLC was paid out of necessity. A collaboration DLC and update doesn't have to be paid because both parties need more money. You collaborate to toss out your names into the other's ring. You money-grubbing children of EA and Ubisoft, seriously! Fuck microtransaction DLC!